My name is Hayat Ermanini, and I'm here to present my initiative, Diversitize, or Inspirational Talk. So, my background is in architecture and in social sustainability. And my passion, my life drive is actually to bring people together through architecture, art, and other initiatives. So, but before I go deeper into Diversitize, I would like to share a personal story with you, or insights. So, I've always looked at people, or saw people in my mind as mosaic pieces. Because if we look at mosaic pieces, we can see that each single one of them is unique and complete. And if you think about the difference between mosaic and puzzle pieces have holes in them that make space to others. So they're not complete on their own. But mosaic are. And that's very important. And when we put mosaic pieces together, we can't just put them in a certain pattern. They have to make space to one another. And then slowly we can start building something out of it. Now, we can always stop at something like the abstract picture I have there, or we can go even further and create something more diverse, more vivid, more alive, like this one's. And this is my first hackathon. And when I came here, I just remembered this that I believe in. And when I look around and I see people in our industry, architecture, construction, engineering, we all come to the table with our different skills, our different background. But together in events like this, we can create solutions for future innovation projects to create better futures. Now, I stood here on Friday telling or saying that there is an underrepresentation of women in the industry, which there is. And when I went and did more research, I also figured out it's not just women that are underrepresented, it's minority in general. When we speak about people with limited accessibility or people from different backgrounds, people with color, there is an underrepresentation. The more research I did, the more overwhelmed I became. It doesn't look good. But I also noticed that I fell into a pattern of comparing men to women in a certain industry, how much they earn in this certain industry. And then I took a breath and I was like, okay, this is really doesn't seem very good. But I also looked in and I noticed another pattern, a small pattern, which is if we take one certain group at a time, we can see that we're actually doing better. We are increasing, just extremely slowly, but steadily. So we are doing better. And it came to my mind. So if in our industry we're having more minorities, this example is for women, but it also goes for, and these statistics are from Denmark, so I don't know about the others because I'm just doing my research here. Yes, what I was saying. So what came to my mind is that how can we make sure that these numbers keeps going up? Because it means that we're doing something good. It's not like we are not doing anything, but what we need to make sure of that we are nursing this change. We are sustaining this development. So if we take the hackathon as a case study, how can we communicate to people that this environment, people in our industry that are already employed or studying or anywhere, that this is a diverse, inclusive environment and they are welcomed in here. So, another personal information. I originally come from Syria and I moved to Denmark in 2015. I came here with not so many established network. I didn't have any network. And I've noticed that most of the events or the potential collaborations that I missed was because simply I did not know about it. So I asked around people standing behind Hackathon, and I asked around people how did they hear about this event, and it's mostly from their network. So, okay, the first approach to bring more people here is maybe bridging. Bridging to whom? Building bridges between, let's say, Hackathon and minority NGOs that exist in Denmark. But beside building bridges, we also need to make sure that people can use these bridges. And that's where we go into a very important point between giving people a fair chance. Because I can always give someone a chair, but that doesn't mean that they can use that chair. So it's important that we are giving everyone the fair chance to actually use this platform. So these two things. And there's, going further into research, there is plenty of NGOs that, between Women in Tech, the Hack Your Future, Building Diversity, and I'm sure there is more and more and more that we can communicate to them. But it's not just about telling them that this exists. It's also about inviting them in and asking them, what do they need to be in here? How can they make use of this space? Is it inclusive? Is it welcoming for them? And get their input and implement what we can. And beside, let's say, the decision makers and people behind Hackathon, there is also as being privileged of being in here means that you've already been here and you have an experience. And I personally faced a lot of challenges in my life, and I'm sure that each single one of you did as well. And as people in our industry, I would like to tell all of you that, or I would like to ask from all of you to be the change you want to see in the world. So it's very important that you say, that you share your experience and you give feedback, so we can make a difference. And, oh, sorry, that's it. Lastly, there is a survey I'm doing. So please, if you have 55 seconds, just scan and go in and give your feedback about why you are, if you have attended Hackathon, why you came here, what would you like to achieve, and so on and so on. I don't want to take any more time. I know my time is done. But thank you so much for listening. And that's me, Haya. You can find me on LinkedIn. And we can chat about diversity and inclusion and everything. I'm very happy to listen and learn more from all of you. Thank you.
Any comments from the judges?
A short one. Thank you for a very nice presentation, very personal presentation. And you've been working on your own this weekend? Yeah.
Yes, and I had also a team working on it. I'm working also on another project.
Okay, okay. And I like your approach. I think it's a good idea with more diversity. Have you done any thoughts of how to get in touch with all these minorities, how to actually attract them? Because I think that's one of the main issues of how attractive this industry is.
Yeah. So I am an activist and a storyteller. So I already have my personal network in these NGOs. So I already spoke to them, or to some of them, because it's weekend. And some of them are interested and would like to come. It's just more about that they didn't know about this event.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's more like, okay, this is nice, and I was here, and I think it's very inclusive, and I honestly enjoyed my time here quite a lot.
Yay.
Good.
I did.
So it's more about storytelling.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.